guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Trump officials flock to D.C. military housing over safety fears. Are you serious? At the same time, I just posted this video not too long ago. Doomsday Clock set to 89 seconds to midnight. The closest it's been to catastrophe in its 78-year history. Once again, the Doomsday Clock has moved 1 second closer to midnight. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So once again, Trump officials flock to D.C. military housing over safety fears. All right, let's see what's going on with this story. So several top figures, very important people here, in the U.S. President administration have opted to live in military housing in the Washington area instead of private homes due to safety fears. Whoa, the Atlantic reports. So it's a result of the growing political polarization and violence towards politicians within our country. What? But don't they have security? So top U.S. President aide Stephen Miller and his family have relocated to area military housing after neighbors protested the family's presence at their former home in Arlington. Now, the Millers listed their home this month for $3.75 million. Now, Homeland Security Secretary Kristen now lives in a home meant for the Coast Guard Commandment on Joint Base Anacostia, bawling after the Daily Mail, Daily Mail revealed she was living in a Navy Yard apartment. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio both live on Fort McNair's Generals Row by Buzzard Point. So these are Trump officials. They're being protected, and they're living in military bases. And Army Secretary Dan shares a home with a roomie at Arlington Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall. Let's stop here for a second. So they basically live in different military bases. It's not all in one base. They have this separate base. Now, can this be a sign of a huge biblical war, WW3? Can this be a sign that something is about to hit the fan? They're protecting the most important officials here. Reality check. It's not unusual for some top brass, especially those concerned with the military or national security, to live in military housing, but it's unprecedented to see so many doing it at once. The moves are straining inventory usually available to senior military officers, and even some Trumpies can't find a spot. Something's going on here. So you had all the generals around the world came to the U.S. for a very important update meeting, and now we have all these officials are being protected, living in military bases. National Intelligence Director Tulsi team looked into Fort McNair earlier this year, but a move never happened due to space reasons, a former official told The Atlantic. And it's become a bit of a status symbol to have military housing, reports The Atlantic, with some officials competing for the biggest digs. I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts on this? This is mind-blowing. Top U.S. president officials are moving onto military bases. Stephen Miller, Rubio, Christie, and others have taken over homes that, until recently, housed senior officers. The former White House advisor Katie, mother of three young ones and wife of the presidential right-hand man, Stephen, walked out of her front door one Thursday morning last month and was confronted by a woman she did not know. When she told this story on Fox News, she described the encounter as a protest that crossed a line. The stranger had told Miller, "I'm watching you," she said. This was the day after Charlie takeout. It also wasn't anything new. That's very disturbing. For weeks before Kirk's passing, activists had been protesting the Millers' presence in North Arlington, Virginia. Someone had put up wanted poster in their neighborhood with their home address denouncing Stephen as a Nazi who had committed crimes against, you know what? A group called Arlington Neighbors United for Humanity warned in an Instagram post, "Your efforts to dismantle our democracy, you know what, and destroy our social safety net will not be tolerated here." The local protest became a backdrop to the U.S. Commander administration response to Kirk's, passing. When Miller, the architect of that response, who is known for his inflammatory political rhetoric, announced a legal crackdown on these groups. He singled out the tactics that had victimized his family, what he called organized campaigns of dehumanization, vilification, posting people's addresses. And the rest, well, again, I have to pay for it. But you guys get the picture. They're being protected. Again, a lot of people are being protected. But at the same time, guys, we're going to go with this one really quick. I did post a video. Doomsday Clock set to 89 seconds to midnight. The Doomsday Clock has moved 1 second closer to midnight, the closest it's been to catastrophe in the clock's 78-year-old history after the U.S. Commander-in-Chief announced that the U.S. will be resuming nuclear testing. This is the kind of reckless imprecision we should not have to tolerate from the person who has the sole authority to launch U.S. nuclear, according to Alexandria, president of Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which sets the time of the clock. The clock represents global existential threat and looks at factors including nuclear weapons, the climate crisis, artificial intelligence, infections, pestilence, and conflict in Ukraine and the Mideast. You have Daniel, PhD's SASB Chair Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists and professor at the University of Chicago, said the purpose of the Doomsday Clock is to start a global conversation about the very real existential threats that keep the world's top scientists awake at night. National leaders must commence discussion about these global risks before it's too late, reflecting on these life and death issues and starting a dialogue are the first step to turning back the clock and moving away from midnight. The 2025 Doomsday Clock official statement warns, in 2024 humanity edged ever closer to catastrophe. Trends that have deeply concerned the Science and Security Board continued, and despite unmistakable signs of danger, national leaders and their societies have failed to do what is needed to change course. Consequently, we now move the Doomsday Clock from 90 seconds to 89 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been to catastrophe. Our fervent hope is that leaders will recognize the world's existential, I truly apologize about that name, predicament and take bold action to reduce the threat posed by nuclear weapons, the climate change, and the potential misuse of biological science and a variety of emerging technologies. All right, so once again, they moved the Doomsday Clock. Now we have more breaking news here. Iran reacts to U.S. commander decision on nuclear testing. Persia foreign minister denounced the U.S. commander-in-chief decision to resume nuclear test as a regressive and irresponsible move and a serious threat to international peace and security. So having rebranded its Department of Defense as the Department of War, and a nuclear-armed bully is resuming testing of atomic equipment, Foreign Minister Abbas said in a post on X. The U.S. and the Holy Land have for years accused Persia, Iran, of trying to acquire nuclear, and they both, bombed Persia nuclear site in June. Persia has always said its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes. So a lot of people not pleased. There is a lot of people who do not agree with Donald when it comes to these nuclear war. All right, so we're gonna go with the next news here, guys. Ooh. Look out. Look out. Woman out of food stamp. Woman out of food stamp shows off stolen goods. Urges other to do the same at will and infiltrate churches for cash. Wow, even steal from the church. Very smart. It goes to tell you that I guess Jesus Christ is right. Not many people will enter the kingdom of heaven. The road to heaven is narrow. The road to hell is straight. There is a lot, guys. Ever since this EBT stuff, a lot of people have shown their true colors. I'm seeing a great disturbing presence within our sleeping giant country. A lot of people are not saved. They are not saved. So I did watch the video. Guys, I can't play the video no more. I just got hit with multiple copyrights. I got hit with tons. All right, so again, I truly apologize, but a lot of videos I won't be able to play no more. Multiple videos got hit with copyright. So if you can, continue praying for the channel. We really appreciate that, guys. And with all the views and stuff like that, the platform is really putting our stuff under the rug. But thank you so much for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. Thank you so much. 4 weeks into the 2025 federal gov, a woman identifying as the what? I'm gonna skip that name there. Posted a video on social media boasting about stealing grocery after her food stamp ran out. She encouraged widespread theft and exploding churches for cash, using explicit language to rally others. She's gonna have to answer to God. In a video shared on TikTok, of course, she displayed pilfered items and declared, "Everything out here is yours. Whether or not you take it, they call that free will. I'll cast the you-know-what eminent domain. You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned from the white man, take it." For some, again, I got a feeling all these videos are possibly AI stuff. There's no way people are actually saying this stuff. All right, she said, "I don't give a who's already sitting there. I don't give a if your land was already established." Okay, so she just dropping the F-bomb and everything. She's basically telling everyone to just go in, put stuff in the purse and just walk out, or put stuff in the bag and walk out. Not very smart. Please don't do that. If you get caught doing that again, that's time in prison, and that person should be investigated. All right, let me take you on X really quick here. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. So what's going on here, Mr. Donald? Whoops. Give me a second here. I have to fix this. There we go. Okay. The U.S. commander calls for removal of the filibuster because of the fact that the blue have gone stone cold crazy. The choice is clear. Initiate the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and make the sleeping giant great again. Wow. Once again, that's coming out from the U.S. Commander Donald. Guys, I want to bring this up really quick here. A Spanish photographer is believed to have captured the first ever sighting of a white Iberian inex. To protect the animal's well-being, he has chosen not to disclose its location. That is nice. That is really nice. It looks like my cat, Mookie. That looks really nice. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. What's going on with this one here? Breaking news. The Kremlin offers 6-hour halt for journalists in war zone. The Bear, Russia. The Bear says it will pause fighting for 5 up to 6 hours near Pokrovsk. We talked about that, Pokrovsk, and other regions to let foreign journalists pass through safely. The Defense Ministry claimed it will protect both media crews. This includes those from Crane and the Bear troops during the window. Well, not much going on tonight, guys. It's pretty slow. I did post a lot of videos. Well, not much video, but I did post some videos. Yeah, it seems like this is gonna be all of it, guys. And plus, I'm really tired. Usually, I stay up maybe 40 minutes. I had to go to the dealership, and I had to take my pickup truck. I had a check engine light, and so I was on the highway, and I was, I put my foot on the gas pedal, and just it wouldn't go, it wouldn't shift. It just stayed stuck on first gear, and there was some crankshaft sensor issue going on, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on. There was multiple code that popped up when I went to take it for like diagnosed. So yeah, there was some issue going on with the truck, and it's being again, it's all being fixed right now by the mechanic. But worst case scenario, I might trade it in for another truck. Um, it's only 50,000 miles. It's a Ram pickup, and it just, I can't believe it has some issues. All right, give me a second here, guys. Another grid got hit? Breaking news, drone over Orel. Crane hits Russia power grid again. Ukrainian drones reportedly hit the heat and power station in Russia, located on the Oka River. Once again, Oriel, Russia. All right, so Kiev message is clear. Nowhere inside the bear is off limits anymore. Ukrainian drones sparked explosion and power outages deep inside the bear territory. Moscow rushed to contain the damage, insisting everything is under control. Local official reports explosion and power disruption, though no casualty have been confirmed yet. The strike marks another reminder that Kiev reach is growing, and the bare grid might need more than duct tape. Yep. All right. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Just feeling a little tired. Almost 1 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the very important people, Trump officials heading towards, living in military bases? That's something to keep an eye on. But again, I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in. I will keep you updated with Donald updates when it comes to those nuclear tests. And we need to pray for each other in these tough times. Make sure you check out the videos I posted today. I've been posting videos about the snap. Hopefully we get some good news. Today is October 31st. It is the final day. Tomorrow's November 1st. That's the deadline. All right. So again, thank you so much for watching. Look, if you guys are gonna go out there trick-or-treating, again, just be safe out there. You guys already know there's been a lot of crazy stuff happening, and we are praying for the young ones. We are praying for everyone. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.